Welcome to the OOTP23 Affiliate Streamer Series. If you're new to OOTP or Out of the Park Baseball, it is an immersive, fantastic baseball simulation game where you not only can manage and coach, but you can get in the game. You can create players, delete players, and even play historical seasons from the past. This series is to introduce you to some of the affiliate streamers on Twitch. By watching them, you can go and you can get free packs or drops and create a perfect team to compete at the highest levels. So let's get into it. Let's meet some of the affiliate streamers. So today I would like to bring on Yuka to the show here. And Yuka, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Are you getting some of that winter weather that I hear is coming across that way in the US?
It's been cold and windy, but we haven't had any snow yet. It's still a little too early for that. But it has been unseasonably warm, and then the next day, like 30 degrees. So it just needs to decide what it wants to do.
Yeah. In Canada here, where I'm at in Western Canada, we have snow. We're below zero right now, so enjoy those temperatures while you can. Are you a winter person, or do you prefer? Is there a season that Yuka prefers?
I do enjoy it when it's warm. It's a lot easier. Don't have to wear jackets and stuff.
Let's get on with a few questions here and learn a little bit more about you. First of all, tell us a little bit about your origin story in terms of how did you first get involved with OOTP? We'll leave the streaming part till later, but just the game itself. What version did you first get wrapped up in? And tell us a little bit about that origin.
So back in 2018 or 2019, Discord was doing this thing, and I think they still kind of do it, where they have a store that you could get games through. And if you had Nitro, you had access to this store that you could just download these games. And as long as you had Nitro, that you could get these games. And OOTP23 was on there. And one of my friends was like, hey, you like baseball. You should try this out. And I'm like, okay. So I tried it out, and I was really bad at it. So, I stopped playing it because I didn't like being bad at it. And I had better things to do with my time than rage at a video game. So I stopped playing it. I went on my very merry life, and then all of a sudden, the world ended because there was ye plague around, and I suddenly had a lot of time on my hands. So I picked up OOTP21, watched a lot of videos, read a lot of things, and then became not bad at the game. So that's how.
Tell us a little bit about your real life baseball passion.
You see, when I was but a fetus, I made a blood pact to support the Boston Red Sox. No, I've been a we have the team up here. Oh, which version of this is your, I think. All right. No, so I'm from Massachusetts, and when I was really little, I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house where my aunt lived, and my aunt was a fan. So I was watching really in the 90s, Red Sox baseball every now and then when it was on during the day. And it was fascinating to me. I loved it. So I just became a fan. That's really it. Yeah, I remember that one. I do remember that one. Funny story. So I do remember the heartaches of pre-2004 kind of, although they were a good team. I do remember 2003 vividly and how upsetting it was. And I personally, as the small child myself that I was, I thought that clearly I just wasn't a fan enough of the team, and that's why they were losing, because I was an obnoxious child. So I begged my mother before the 2004 season to let me watch every game on TV. Obviously not to its conclusion because they went late, but I begged her and she relented because I was just really annoying about it. And that was a very good year to watch every game.
All right, so favorite current player on the team?
I think I'm obligated to now say Alex Verdugo, considering I got like a card of him in the game for Perfect Team. So,
well, there you go. Excellent. Yeah. Good.
He's fun, though. He made 2020 bearable.
And let's kind of transition now into your streaming. So you stream currently on the Twitch platform, and
yes. Oh, that's me.
That is you. Look at you wearing your Red Sox t-shirt. It looks like there.
I almost wore it today too.
Wow, that was pretty cool. So tell us how you got into streaming on Twitch.
Okay, so I've had a Twitch account for a very long time because I used to watch streams, and like on occasion, like way back in my early days, I would stream some random stuff. Like I did a little bit of Star Trek Online when I played it, and then you can actually look in my highlights. The very first video I have is like doing polls in a gacha game called Love Live, School Idol Festival. So I did stuff like on and on and on, like just not really. Oh, see, there it is. But I didn't really do much. And then, when the world ended and I suddenly had like all sorts of time, I was on Twitch talking to people about the game because none of my real life friends really like baseball. It's just me. So I needed people to talk to because like there was no baseball. I was sad. My friends were tired of hearing me complain about how there was no baseball. And I was watching other people streaming. And that was real fun. And as is tradition, I'm sure you know this, when you start talking to people about OOTP, you start talking about all your saves in like the chat because generally there's not a lot of people, so you can just talk about it. And the save I was running was, it was in like the 1920s. And I was playing as the Red Sox, and I kept winning the World Series, and I had all these cool players, and people wanted to see it. So they convinced me to stream it. So I streamed it, a few times so I could show my newfound baseball friends. And well, people just kind of kept showing up, right? So it would be like 5 people, then like 7 people, then like 11 people. And then I realized that what I was doing was not very entertaining because analysis paralysis is just not fun after like 5 minutes. So I decided to introduce like other elements to try to get people to chat because I can't shut up, but it does get annoying after, like you're talking to the void for like 10 minutes and you're like, is this really worth it? So I started doing this thing called bingo. And basically I made a bingo card, and whenever something would happen, we would mark it on the card. And what we would do is there were 5 in a row. I would have like a special match planned, and it was started like something silly, like an entire team of Mike Trout versus an entire team of Juan Soto, or an entire team of players named Kevin against an entire team made of people named Alex. So that was real fun. And then in September 2020. I was approached by Out of the Park Developments, who asked me if I would stream on their channel for them and take bingo with me. So I did that. I was streaming for them every Saturday night with bingo. And they're like, instead of like your little games, we'll give you perfect points. And I'm like, oh, cool. That'll get even more people to watch. So I did that for a while with them. And thus we have our baseball bingo. That's how that got on there. That's how most people know it. And I've continued to work a little bit with Out of the Park Developments on stuff. Later that year, I actually did some content with their parent company, Come To Us, with like a joint MLB 9 innings and OOTP. They called it a sandwich, where like it was a cross promotion. So I did that. And then when the affiliate program started, I became an affiliate. So that's how that is. And now we just do whatever we feel like with OOTP.
Yeah, and of course, OOTP does have their brand on the YouTube channel, and right now it seems to be just kind of Dishnet that his videos come up, the hockey guys, their videos come up. FHM #9 recently came out. With the streaming of the game, you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but what would you say is your favorite part of streaming? What keeps driving you to keep on streaming this game?
Chaos and my viewers. So I love it when we just have utter chaos, like bizarre trades that happen that make no sense, that would never work. And also my viewers suggesting chaos too. And they're great. They really make it, you know, a lot of fun, where sometimes they're like, why don't we just rename Mike Trout Chuck Norris? Why not? So we do it. Or sometimes they have really great ideas about what we should do in the game, or content I can do, or they're just funny. They make great jokes. So I love my viewers. Please keep watching me. I enjoy reading what you say.
I know you said, you mentioned you're streaming other things. What are some of the other games that you enjoy, or apps that you enjoy? What else do you participate in?
So as far as streaming right now, and for the past like couple years, we've been slowly working through all of the Ace Attorney games. I'm actually a paralegal, and I have multiple criminology degrees. So I'm pretty, you know, knowledgeable about where the games are wrong, and I tell you. So we're currently almost done with the first Miles Edgeworth Investigations game, and we're gonna finish that and then probably take a couple weeks off from Ace Attorney and then go back for the second one. Sometimes we'll do on the stream just other random things. I used to do Toho Project quite a lot, and I think probably in like the intervening weeks, we will do some Toho. I don't know. That's a bullet hell, which is a lot of fun. Sometimes we open baseball cards, and I'm actually going to be doing that next week. So I don't know when this is airing, but next week we're going to be opening some stuff. We are going to figure out which player we are most thankful for based on the cards that we open. And
all right. Well, that's going to transition beautifully into my next question.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is coming up in the United States. In Canada, we celebrate ours in the second week of October. So Thanksgiving dinner comes around. What's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
Pumpkin pie.
That was quick.
Well, I don't like most of the food, so I don't have many options.
So you're with the pumpkin pie. All right. And are you a Black Friday shopper?
I don't go to physical stores to buy things, no. But like if I see a good deal, I'll get something.
Yeah. Is there anything you're kind of keeping an eye on for this Black Friday?
No. I'll just look on the day of and it's like, is this interesting? Maybe. No.
And just to kind of end off here, you mentioned how, you know, you're so appreciative of your followers and subscribers, and it keeps driving you to stream on Twitch. Any messages you want to pass on to your faithful followers and subscribers, especially as we head into Thanksgiving?
I am thankful, since we're heading into Thanksgiving. I love you. No, just it's fun. Please keep following, keep subscribing. Just do all the stuff. Tell me what you want, what you don't like. Won't get angry. Yeah, thank you all so much for following and stuff. It really does mean a lot. It brings joy whenever, you know, I see people want to watch, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something that, you know, makes people happy. And
yeah, cool.
That's really it. So.
And last question, you've streamed for quite a while now. Yeah. Is there one moment, pick a moment that maybe was the most embarrassing, the most memorable, something that stands out for you from one of your streams?
Most embarrassing thing. Well, there was that time I accidentally called for the Angels to DFA Albert Pujols, and then less than 24 hours later they did it. It was one of the MLB 9 innings crossover streams, and we were looking through the Angels, the 2021 Angels, and I was telling you, okay, this player sucks, this player doesn't stuff. If you were to start an Angels save right now, this is what you're going into. And I said, yeah, Albert Pujols sucks. Just DFA him, like just get rid of him. And then less than 24 hours later, the Angels DFA'd him. And oh boy, the messages I got.
Well, I think that's all I wanted to ask you today. So thank you so much, Yuka, for coming on and talking a little bit about your streaming and OOTP and the history and the love of the Red Sox. And yeah, thank you so much. And, have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend and Thanksgiving and all that kind of fun stuff. A fellow Canadian. So tehSuigi, welcome to the channel. How are you this afternoon?
I'm good. I just finished up my Saturday Starlight broadcast about half an hour ago. And yeah, even though we lost in the second round of the playoffs, still a good year.
And those of you that follow and subscribe to tehSuigi, again, the voice, very familiar with the voice, that broadcasting, nice voice for baseball. And it's good to have him not only with the voice, but with the visual as well. So thanks again, tehSuigi, for coming on, and lots to talk about today as we introduce you to maybe some of those OOTP players that don't follow you yet or haven't come across your stream. So first of all, before we get into the streaming aspect, let's just talk baseball. And who is your favorite? Let's start with Major League Baseball. Who's your favorite Major League Baseball?
Thank you for clarifying. Does it have to be someone active?
No, it does not.
Then, hands down, it's Edwin Encarnacion. I was there in the Sky Dome for Edwin Encarnacion's home run hat trick. I just remember the entire ballpark vibrating, concrete vibrating, for 2 minutes straight as the hats slowly, then more quickly started to filter onto the field. I wish I threw my hat. I just didn't get a chance to because it was the white panel hat. I thought they wouldn't bring it back, so I wanted to keep it. I regret to this day not getting the chance to throw it onto the field. That was that halcyon 2015 summer when the team was putting up video game numbers and we thought this was going to be our year. 22 years of darkness ended that season. And you can definitely consider that game very much a fulcrum point of that year. It was that and picking up David Price. What a year, what a team. He was the first player I got on the back of a t-shirt.
Okay. Now let's get into OOTP and tell us a little bit about your origin story, about how you got involved with the game. When did that happen? Which version? And what brought you into OOTP?
What brought me into OOTP was the fact that it was basically the only English language game that supported Nippon Professional Baseball, the Japanese league. So back in OOTP 18, I decided to give it a try. I was not good at it at all. But you can see a couple pictures from that sim on the Out of the Park subreddit I posted on. Fun things I found, interesting careers when I was managing one of the teams in Japan. I then picked up, I think 2021, 22 was when I first started streaming on Twitch. That was me saying, okay, I've seen Dishnet, I've seen Yukari Kazami, I've seen Sergeant Mushroom, I'll give it a try. I figured I'd give it a go. And I tried to find some way to differentiate myself. Playing primarily the Japanese league was one way to do that. But also I started to mix in a bit more in terms of the slides and some of the animations and the lineup intros I now do before the first game of each stream session, because I know that Out of the Park is a crowded market. I had to find some way to differentiate myself. That's my marketing background coming to the forefront.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You want to find a niche, right? You want to find that something that identifies you away from kind of the other streamers that's unique and different. That's what I love about your streams. It is, I mean, as a Canadian, typically Canadians would stream Blue Jay content, right?
Or
Americans
expos,
would,
yeah.
Or expos. And, although great, and I love the passion for that, you still, as a marketer, you still need to find that something that differentiates you, makes you stand out a little bit. And with your voice and doing the Japanese league, why was it, how did you come across the Bay Stars? Why was the Bay Stars your choice?
All right, there's a long story for that. We have to go back to 2013 when I first started being aware of Japanese baseball. My best friend, Nick, decided to go live in Japan for 2 years. And I naturally had to go visit him. And so we took in a game at Zozo Marine Stadium, the Chiba Lotte Marines hosting the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, who won the Japan Series that year. And I was enthralled by the cheering sections in the outfield, the songs, the girls with the beer kegs on their back who would serve you right at your seat, the food, the atmosphere. It was all incredibly fun. And something I don't think you can really find stateside or in Toronto. So I got the chance to go back 2 more times, one of which I visited all 12 Japanese baseball teams, all by train, all in one go. Why the Bay Stars? Because I like to pick teams that have not won the Japan Series or haven't won it much. If you remember, the series I did back in Out of the Park 22 was the Saturday Stampede, playing the Oryx Buffaloes. Those Oryx Buffaloes won the Japan Series this year for the first time since they merged with the Oryx Blue Wave and Kintetsu Buffaloes. So fingers crossed that the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars, the next most hapless team, gets a chance to win the Japan Series as well. So the Bay Stars have only won the Japan Series twice in their, I think, 75-year history. Hang on a second. Okay, 2019 was their 70th year. I got the patch right on my jersey here. So they weren't that successful. And because of that moribund history, I felt I had to pick them and play as them. So when I saw Anthony Rizzo opted out of his contract with the Yankees, I'm like, please manifest. Go to the Bay Stars like you did in my game. Hit 3 home runs in Japan Series Game 7. Bring home a title. But no. Basically, I can cheer for just about anyone in the Japanese league, except for the Yomiuri Giants. They are the New York Yankees of Japan. They've won 22 championships. They have employed some of the league's most well-known players. You either are a Giants fan or you abhor them. There's no middle ground. It's a cilantro team.
And since you've been to all the ballparks, was there a favorite? Was there one that really stood out?
Absolutely. Hanshin Koshien Stadium, home of the Hanshin Tigers. And this is part of that crossover with Dishnet's stream, in that his high school baseball game, Pawapuro, focuses on the Koshien High School Tournament, which basically is like March Madness, but for baseball. It shuts down a lot of conversation around the Pro League. It predates the Pro League by a few years. It's why Koshien was built, and that built some of the fable and some of the prestige around that ballpark. It's like Japan's Fenway, minus the gargantuan wall.
And did you pick up a lot of memorabilia when you were over in Japan, like baseball memorabilia?
So, not shown off to the camera to my left is a hat rack with all 12 teams' hats that I arrange in a standings order. This cap being one of them, although I got the wrong size and it kind of hurts. I have picked up more memorabilia since then. Gotta rep the team I'm playing, after all. Like, I notice you wear your Oilers jersey when you are streaming as well. In the closet, I've got some of my favorite players, including Japan Series champion Masahiro Tanaka, Japan Series champion Norichika Aoki, and 2022 Japan Series champion Yoshinobu Yamamoto. YY, my favorite player in Japan. And
what would you say is your favorite part, tehSuigi, of streaming? what keeps you going? What is that inner motivation? What is it about streaming that you love so much?
Because I don't let myself play the game without streaming it. It's how I can control my addiction. So that way I'm not spending too much time playing through the game. I get a chance to capture some of these moments. Like earlier today, Jose Hinojosa, my rookie of the year right fielder, threw out someone trying to go from second to third from the right field corner. You miss these things if you're not watching the games and if you're not capturing them on video. And getting a chance to chat with other affiliates is you'll see me poke in on EVC and NYC's stream, and anytime he pulls a Bob, I get to shout Bob, because that's the Bob Cajun Bobs. That's one of my favorite theme teams I run. Showing up on DishNet, I've done some fun crossovers with him lately. I might have something cooking with Yukari and Kazami, but I mean, this is only the second time I've shown my face in the streaming world. I guested once on EVC and NYC, and this is my second chance on someone else's channel.
Because this episode is going to come out around the American Thanksgiving, is there anything you want to say to your viewers, your subscribers, now that you have the chance here on stream? What do you want to tell the people that have been devotedly following you for the last year or so?
I would definitely wish to express gratitude for their support and their participation in my streams. I did not expect to be getting over 500 followers on Twitch, and it's something that really motivates me to continue going. I've chatted with folks and with professionals about this. Sharing joy with others is one of the reasons I get out of bed. It's one of my core values. And it's like I say every time I sign off my stream, time is precious. And I'm grateful that you choose to spend some of yours with me every single time I stream.
Very good. And favorite part of Thanksgiving meals is?
Spending time with those you invite to the table. It's the same with me, with any holiday celebration. The food, secondary. The rituals, take it or leave it. It's the fact that it's your family and your chosen family getting a chance to celebrate and spend time with each other in a joyous setting.
Extremely well said. And we know you for OOTP, but tehSuigi, are there other games that you either play or apps that you stream? Anything else that you find time spending on?
Funny you should mention that. I actually just wrapped up my Wario Land game historical series called Wario last Wednesday. So that time slot is open. I've just booked in a new series starting this Wednesday, or which should be the Wednesday previous by the time this video is released, where I get into the Magic the Gathering computer RPG that was released by Microprose in 1997. A game very near and dear to me as a youngster. I found a version that is able to be played on a modern PC, so I'm looking forward to getting into that with what I'm calling, somewhat cheekily, the Wednesday White Weenies, because small creatures in Magic the Gathering are called weenies, and I'm going to be playing the color of white magic.
Well, it was nice chatting with you, tehSuigi, and I hope we can do this again. Again, you typically stream, if I'm correct, Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Is that right?
That's my primary Saturday Starlight with your Yokohama DNA Bay Stars, but you can also catch me doing the CBC Radio voice, the NPR voice, the jazz voice, with Sleep Time with Suigi, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. And as previously mentioned, the Magic the Gathering game starts up Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Lots that you guys can tune in for tehSuigi content. And to end off, a couple questions. You're walking up to the plate in the Japanese Baseball League. What is your walk-up song?
Ante Up by M.O.P. It's loud, it's brash. John Cena ripped it off for his walk-up music in WWE, and it's exactly the kind of tone I would be bringing if I was a good player.
Excellent. Well, now I'm going to have to look that one up and listen to it. So Thank you so much, tehSuigi, for joining the show today, and look forward to more of your broadcasts. Make sure you guys follow him, subscribe to him on Twitch. tehSuigi, easy to find, and check him out Saturday for OOTP content and his other content as well. Thank you again, tehSuigi, fellow Canadian. Enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of the week ahead.
You as well, Laptop Hound. Thank you for having me.
I want to thank Yuka and tehSuigi once again for participating in this Meet the Streamer episode. Two extremely creative young individuals who have a passion for OOTP and get along extremely well with their community. If you haven't checked out their work, get on Twitch, follow them. Again, tehSuigi is typically on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and you can find Yuka a few times during the week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and also on Saturday nights. Have a wonderful day. It's a great day for baseball. Be kind to each other and also to yourself.